Hello and welcome to this Hygge Make-Along meditation practice video. My name is Claire and I am hosting the Hygge Make-Along on my YouTube channel, The Mindful Knitter. So if you haven't joined our Make-Along, there's still time. It is over on March 20th. So we've still got a few weeks left. In this video, I'm just going to be guiding us through a short meditation, mindfulness practice that you can do while knitting, crocheting, any kind of crafting with yarn. So if you want to grab your crafting project and get into a cozy space, let's get started on this mindfulness practice. This practice can be done with any kind of project or pattern that you have, but I do find that I like these kind of mindfulness practices, like this one at least. I like them with more simple kind of patterns that don't take a whole lot of thought and concentration. This evening I am working on the crocheted baby blanket for my new niece who is due in just a few weeks. And so I would invite you to begin this practice by just taking your project into your hands or onto your lap, however you would like, and just gazing on what you have so far, maybe imagining it being used, imagining the intentions that you have for this project coming to be. For instance, I imagine this baby blanket wrapping up my new baby niece. I imagine her as a toddler, rolling around on it on the floor. I imagine her wrapping up with it on long car rides as a child. And I imagine her knowing that her aunt made it for her before she was even born, thinking of her with love and excitement and joy. And so just gazing upon your project and reflecting on your intentions for making it and how it will be loved in the future and how it's being loved right now as you make it. And perhaps gazing at your yarn. You can take it into your hands or you can just gaze at it from where it is, but really looking at the colors, the texture, how the light hits it. Noticing if the light looks soft on its fibers or if it reflects back with a luster. Noticing whether it's in a ball or a cake or some other formation, and how it was wound up with intention for creating, making art, making an item to be loved. This cake or ball or skein or whatever of yarn that is just full of intention and promise and potential. Maybe gazing at your tools, any notions that you have. I just have a crochet hook this evening and I love this rose gold kind of crochet hook that I have. Maybe you have needles you're working with or stitch markers or progress keepers. Maybe you have your favorite measuring tape. But gazing on your tools, and maybe if you would like, even holding your tools gently in your hands and gazing upon the tool in the maker's hands. And whenever you would like to, either resuming your work on your project or starting your work with a new project. And as you are creating stitches, really seeing how the strands of yarn become something. They become something more. Watching your creation take form right in front of your eyes. And feeling the texture of the yarn as you go, feeling it slide across your fingers, maybe feeling the project on your lap, maybe feeling its weight or its warmth. Really noticing the tool in your hand, noticing the texture of the wood or the metal or the plastic, and how it feels against your fingers, against your palm. Maybe taking a deep breath and noticing what it feels like to let your lungs, your rib cage expand and contract as you take a deep breath. And maybe ease into your crafting. Noticing if there's any muscle tension that starts to ease as you begin doing what you love. Perhaps even noticing if your posture needs to be shifted or adjusted a little bit to better support you in a more comfortable, supportive way. And noticing too the sounds around you. Perhaps there are noises in the background, maybe children or family members or friends. Maybe you're alone in the house, or your apartment, your car. Maybe there are birds singing outside your window, or maybe a neighbor's music is playing. And if you can, I would invite you to listen to your crafting. Really notice the sound of the yarn moving across your finger, across your lap, across any surface. The yarn is usually moving across some sort of surface, and it makes a little rustling noise. Noticing the noise that your tools make against the fabric you're creating. Noticing the noise that your body makes. Maybe you notice the quiet rustle of your clothes as your arms, shoulders, hands move. If you're in a very quiet place, maybe you can hear your breathing. And moving to your sense of smell for a moment. I know that I'm not alone in loving the smell of my yarn. My favorite is always wool. A very close second is alpaca. But even acrylic yarn smells like yarn. When was the last time that you smelled this skein of yarn that you're working with now? Or ball or cake or what have you? Maybe take a moment to give it a little sniff and connect with the yarn, your materials in that way. Sometimes I like to take my entire project and just push it into my face and smell it. I can typically smell the yarn itself, but it picks up other smells too. In particular, this yarn picks up the smell of some hand lotion that I've been using a lot lately this winter, as my hands have been very dry. So it smells very sweet and kind of sugary. The lotion is called Sugar Dip, and this blanket smells sweet, which is kind of lovely since it's intended for a baby girl. And I love the idea that she'll be receiving a sweet blanket, though I will be washing it before I give it to her parents. And maybe you have a candle or an incense or essential oil diffuser or some other lovely smell in your home or wherever you are. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes some nice clean air is what we need. And I'll end this practice here for now, but feel free to continue practicing this mindfulness on your own for as long as you would like. Maybe ending with a very deep breath, slow and intentional, before moving on to the rest of your crafting or maybe the rest of your day or evening. Thank you for joining me for this short practice this evening. I hope that you're having a wonderful Hygge Make-Along, or whenever you are watching this video. And I can't wait to see you again in the next one. Happy crafting!